Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Victor of Cars Jubilee. Today we're back in my Ioniq 5 and I want to talk to you about actually servicing my Ioniq 5. Now this is our very first Hyundai Group purchase. We've never owned a Hyundai car or a Kia or a Genesis. Not only that, but it was our very first brand new car purchase, and it was our first purchase over $35,000. This thing cost us $57,000 MSRP. So based on that, I was kind of expecting a certain level from the dealership experience. It doesn't quite match up. So let me explain. I did a video a couple months ago showing some of the fit and finish issues that I have with this car. Starting in the back, my hatch doesn't quite align properly. The rear bumper doesn't quite align properly. There's some window trim out here that's peeling. That's a pretty common issue. And also my vehicle to load outlet in the back here, which is specific to my limited trim car, it has a loose connection. So anytime you jiggle it a little bit, it cuts in and out. On top of that, I still haven't done my parking brake recall. So I've got quite a long list that I need to get done for this car, and I was hoping to get it all done in one shot at a dealership, quick and easy. And it just hasn't really gone that way. So the first thing I did was I went online and I searched Hyundai dealerships near me. And there is a bunch. There's a lot more than I expected. So I started calling around. Now, one thing I already knew when I went on those websites was some of these dealerships are Ioniq 5 certified. They'll have a little icon or a little logo on their website, but there's going to be a lot of these dealerships that are not. And having bought this car in February in New York, I already knew that a lot of my local dealerships were not Ioniq 5 certified. But I also knew that a lot of them were planning to be, and I kind of thought that by now that they would have been. But apparently not. Apparently even after 6, 7, even 8 months, the majority of my local dealerships are still not Ioniq 5 certified. Well, but then I remembered on the forums, some people were saying, oh yeah, you can take your Ioniq 5 to any Hyundai dealership, they can service it, even if they're not Ioniq 5 certified. So I figured, let's put that to the test. So I started calling these dealerships, and it's kind of weird because in the beginning, their intake person would say, oh yeah, we can service your Ioniq 5. And I said, are you sure? Because I know you're not Ioniq 5 certified. Can I talk to your service advisor? So they'd put me through the service advisor, and then the service advisor would say, oh no, we cannot work on the Ioniq 5. We can't touch that thing. We're not Ioniq 5 certified. So I went through that process with about 2 or 3 different dealerships. It was weird that there was this disconnect between their intake and the actual service advisor, where clearly the Ioniq 5 in my local area cannot be serviced by a non-Ioniq 5 certified dealership. Now, let me know in the comments below, maybe you found one in your area that will do it, but at least in my area, they cannot. I guess I'll have to go with dealerships that are certified but a little farther out. And for me, that means my closest local dealer is about a 45 minute drive. With traffic, could be 50 minutes. And then I looked even further, and there's another one about 50 minutes, closer to an hour, another one about an hour, 5 minutes. I kind of don't have that many options. So I decided, well, I'm going to give the closest one a try. So I gave him a call. I told him, hey, here's my list of issues. It seems like a lot. If I want to get this done, do you guys provide loaners if this car needs to stay overnight? And they told me, yeah, the service advisor just needs to take a look at the car, go over the issues with you, and then if needed, they'll set you up with a loaner. So I thought, okay, I guess that'll work. So then I tried to set the appointment, and then they said, well, our next appointment is about a month away. So then I thought, wow, that's really long. Let me try calling around. So I called the other dealer, which is about 50 minutes away, and they said, our next appointment's about a month and a half away. So I said, oh, okay, I guess I'm going back to the first one. So I scheduled that appointment with the first dealership, and I'd end up waiting. And then just before it's time to take the car in, well, we take it on a road trip, and then we get the cracked windshield, and we get the cracked vision roof, which as you can see is still here, still cracked. But anyways, I have to get those things sorted, and I don't want to worry about, oh, the dealership has my car. I canceled the appointment, and now we're to the point where we're kind of ready to get it scheduled again. So I got it scheduled, And as I'm confirming it on the phone, I said, hey, I just want to make sure, because last time they told me I can get a loaner if needed. Is that still true? And this time the service department, the advisor says, no, we don't do loaners. We do ride sharing, so we can get you back to where you need to go, but we don't provide loaners. And in my head, I'm thinking, wait, what? You guys told me last time you guys provide loaners. And I said, that's what someone else told me. And he said, no, I don't know where you got that from, but we don't provide loaners here at this dealership. So then I said, well, okay, scratch that. I've got to look for somewhere else, because what would happen is I would drop off my car, which is a 45, 50-minute drive, and then they would use rideshare. I guess they would pay for it to get me back home or wherever I need to go. But what if my car is sitting there for a couple of days? They're not going to pay for rideshare for me to go to work and back home, to work and back home multiple days. And then are they going to pay for rideshare to take me from work back to the dealership in a few days? I don't think so. So if you're in a position where the Ioniq 5 is your only car, you're kind of out of luck, because in that situation, they're not giving you a loaner. So then I called around to the other local dealership, which again, like I said, is about close to an hour away. And they said, oh, we don't typically provide loaners either. However, if the service advisor decides that you do need a loaner, then they will contact our local Hertz or Enterprise and they'll set you up with a rental car. And I thought, okay, I guess worst case scenario, that could work. But what if I get there and the service advisor says, yeah, I don't think you qualify for a rental car. You'll just have to sit here and wait or bring it back when the parts are ready. And this thing has multiple things I need to do, and I can't afford to bring it back 3 or 4 times. So right now I'm waiting for their service advisor to call me back so that I can walk through the exact issues and see, hey, will this thing qualify for a loaner vehicle? In their case, a rental car that they're going to supply to me. I'm waiting on that currently, but another thing I wanted to mention was in my calls with some of these dealerships, as I was explaining these issues, a lot of them seem confused. As I mentioned before, in my second row, we have the vehicle to load outlet. And when I mentioned that, I had a handful of them say, "Your what? Your what outlet? Vehicle to load? What is that?" And in my head, I'm thinking, oh gosh, you want me to give you my car, but you don't even know what this thing is? So that kind of sums up my current experience with trying to get this car serviced. I've yet to take it to a dealership for service after 7 to 8 months of ownership. I mean, it's been an amazing car. I love it. There's little things here and there that I want to get done under warranty, but it just feels like it hasn't been easy, and I wanted to share that with all of you guys and also see, hey, wherever you guys are, what's your experience like having your car serviced, this Ioniq 5, whether you're in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, in Asia, wherever you are. I'm curious to hear in the comment section below, what's it been like for you guys? Do you get loaners? Do your service advisors understand pieces and parts to your car? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, for those of you considering buying Ioniq 5, especially if you're considering getting a top spec limited trim, I think the servicing portion of it may not quite match the price tag, and that's something to consider when you're buying this car. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.